All right, moving back to video number 14 in our series of how to make a ton of question and answer videos really quickly. As you can tell, I'm wearing the same shirt because I haven't actually moved from where I've started this video, which was total of 56 minutes ago. And that's because the idea here is to shoot all of these questions and answers in one go and then have a very basic chopping away of the videos into different videos. Okay, so we went through kind of your Google My Business and how to get review and responding to reviews and why reviews are important. Now we're going to talk about how to get reviews. I'm going to use my experience in optometry as the main thing in terms of how it works, but obviously it's going to differ a little bit business to business, and so there are going to be some distinguishing points here. All right. The first thing with getting a review is I have like four main keys. I think it's like three main keys. Number one, this is super important. Number one, volume, right? If you, I can't tell you how many times the volume is probably the number one issue. Is that you just don't ask, right? Or you ask only the ones you're 100% confident are going to leave you the best possible review. The problem is that in my experience, only around 10 to 20% of people are actually going to go ahead and leave the review in the best case scenario. And so if you're not asking 90% of your customers or patients, you're just going to not get the volume that you should be getting. And for most businesses, when they're using other kind of feedback methodologies, whether it's an email or a survey at the end, the feedback overall is pretty good. Now, if you're in a business where your feedback overall is pretty bad, so then that's a different strategy and I can't really address it. But for a business where you feel like your customer base, patient base really loves you, they're going to more or less leave you a good review, I would recommend that you maximize the volume of people that you ask to leave you a review. So that's step one. Important thing number one is getting reviews. Hold on one second. Getting reviews from patients. Okay, so number one, volume. Ask everybody, as many as you can. Number two is people. You got to be a person and not rely on automation entirely. This is way too important of a way to get your business to grow. So ask. Right? It would mean the world to us if you took a second to leave us a review on our Google listing. Would that be okay? People are nice. People respond to people asking. Dr. Shane Galan from Long Island, he has a receptionist, and they don't actually do anything automated, but she's just so warm and bubbly and nice that over the years, he's gotten hundreds of reviews, I believe, just from his receptionist having a great rapport with the patients. And so asking is a hugely impactful way it can be done. It should be done verbally. Number three, so we got volume of people that you're asking or patients. Number two, asking, not just relying on automation. And number three is that it is done when they're standing in front of you. You want it to be as close to the experience, and that's when they're in your office or business, not 2 days later. Now, there are exceptions. Dr. Eric White from San Diego, he sends out emails at the end of the day to every single patient, and he mentions something personal about them, and that's really been effective for him. But as a mass kind of implementation, I would say stay with doing it while they're standing in front of you in your office, in your business. And the last thing is make it as simple as possible for them to do it. And the simplest way is through a text message. And that text message doesn't go to any other place but where they leave the review. And then if you do all those things, you should do fantastic with getting Google reviews. So that's how do you get Google reviews from your patients or customers.